Hey guys, are you looking for pain, agony, and misery in the world of sports? Well, welcome to Tuned in Sports. If you like that kind of stuff, then you've come to the right place because between our teams, there is nothing but pain and suffering. So with that being said, enjoy the video. Hey, what's up guys? Got another new video here for you. This is Tuned in Sports. My name's Bryson.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Don.
And we are here, Tuned in Sports, and they are DENT SPORTS, Denver Detroit Sports. So if you like what you see here, make sure you go over to their channel, show them some love, and leave a nice comment for them. They always appreciate that.
And then, it could be any type of love, prison love. It's all good.
Exactly.
We just like attention, no matter what it is.
Exactly. You know, if you've watched some of our videos before, you know the new intro says something about if you enjoy pain and suffering, then you found the right place. But trust me, if you find yourself over on their channel, there's plenty of it over there too. So.
Yeah, I mean, for Denver, we're especially. The orange is the new black. Because we can go from the Broncos right to the Rockies, and it's the same color. So.
Pretty much. So, but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and talk some hockey with you folks today, and we'll go ahead and start with the Bruins just real quickly because, well, for one, it's gonna be a really short segment because we had COVID pretty much all week. Didn't play but 2 games, and one of them was on Thursday, the day that we recorded. So I think we even briefly talked about that game already. So really, there's not much to talk about except for tonight's game, which, boy, what a doozy. I'm so happy I got to watch it. We hadn't played in 5 days, or, well, technically it was 7, but we hadn't practiced or anything in 5, so I wasn't expecting too much coming out of the gate. But, they looked like they weren't missing too much, to be honest with you. They came out, 2-0. Looked pretty good in the first quarter, or whatever they call it in hockey, period. And then, systematically found a way to give up 3 straight goals. 3-2 now we're losing, and then they scored another one to tie it up. And then, my favorite thing is do enough to take it to overtime and then lose about a minute in. So, they don't keep you waiting around for the whole overtime period. They just go ahead and end your fantasies right there in the first minute. So, pretty much, if you really missed the team while they weren't playing, then they reminded you why you were pissed off with them before they stopped, pretty much. So, like I said before in the last video, I don't really know what's going on with the team right now. It's, very unfortunate that we're struggling as much as we are here lately. And, at one point, a couple weeks ago, as soon as less than probably a month ago, we were first in the East, and right now we're in 4th, and, we're barely dangling onto that spot right now. And the Rangers are playing a little bit better, so, I was criticizing some guy that was making fun of us and saying there's no chance we'd even make the playoffs, and, I thought the guy was off the loony bin, but, as the season's progressed, he's starting to look like more of a crystal ball reader here, and I'm starting to look like some idiot on the couch, which, I look like anyways, but hey, at least I'm an idiot with a YouTube channel. So, I don't know. But all I can say is, it's been a struggle, and I don't really know what the issue is. The biggest thing that I noticed is, again, even tonight, there was a lot of time that was just spent on our end of the ice, but we also spent a decent time on their end, and just shots weren't falling. So, it's difficult. And then the other thing is Tuukka Rask has been so hit and miss with how much he's played. I don't think he's been out there more than maybe once or twice in the last 2 months or so. So we're definitely missing him. But, you listen to the announcers and they have nothing but praise for this Halak guy, which, I think he's definitely, there could be worse. But, at the same time, we haven't been winning very often. And I don't think that it's just a coincidence that Tuukka hasn't been back there and we haven't been winning. So, I don't know. Kind of frustrating, to be honest. But lost another one to the Islanders. I don't think we've beat them this year. and I think that streak goes into last year even, that we haven't beaten the Islanders. So I don't know what the hell it is with this team, but every time we go up against them, just assume to be bent over, and kind of frustrating, but it is what it is, and hopefully we can right the ship. We got a makeup game against the Sabres, and then we got 2 games against the Devils. So we'll see. All 3 of those games are supposed to be at home, so we'll see how it goes. But for the most part, like I said, we all had COVID the whole week, so pretty much all the games were canceled, and then we come out here and lose tonight in overtime. So it's almost like they never left. So yeah, that's about all I got to say about that one. But anyways, let's move on to greener pastures. Let's talk about the Avs. I know they haven't done anything but win this week.
Pretty close. I mean, they were on a streak of 8 in a row.
Yeah.
Up until the other night when they put in the new acquisition. You're asking questions when you're not even getting the guys that are playing for the Sabres. You're getting their minor league Sabres, so you're going to be in trouble. And of course, he comes in and gives up 2 goals on 3 shots against the Ducks, and they're like, "Oh boy!" But he seemed to right the ship throughout the game, and then we were lucky enough to push it into overtime. So at least we got a point out of it, but then we lost in the shootout with that. But again, still gained a point. And then that saved us going in tonight's game on Thursday against the Golden Knights. So pretty much battling for the West Division. It's weird saying that, but the West Division for us is used to Central so much. But great game tonight. Started out, I was burying my head in the sand because I'm like, all the bounces were going Vegas' way at the beginning. It was getting caught up in defenseman's skate, and they just bounce off their skates right to the guy's stick, and bam! And then we caught a couple posts, good post for us, and then we also got some bad posts on the other end. So it was like, oh no, things are going to be going for them and not for us.
Yeah, it's one of those nights.
And it's like, oh, here we go. And it usually happens with the Knights too. And it's just like, oh man, I really don't hope this happens. And then we got a lucky bounce flub shot from Donskoy that got past Fleury. And then JT Comfort got a backhander underneath his arm. And then the Gates and McCarr just made a spectacular goal later in that period. So way to bounce back and make this not really a game where usually it was going to be a tight game. But again, if you can hold the Knights to 19 shots on goal total for the game, and it was only 10 through the first 2 periods, that's way more than what you can imagine, because that team is a tough team, and their offense is unbelievable. So for them to actually do that, even with the 4-goal advantage, because you figure at that time they're just going to be firing as many pucks as possible, but to still hold them under 20 for the game is just phenomenal. Yeah. So like I said, best game probably played all year, even with how bad it started at the beginning. So we'll see what Saturday is. Saturday is going to be another huge game against the Knights. So we'll see where that goes. But
that was truly a dominating performance, I thought.
Yeah. So definitely a golf clap to tonight's game. It was just unbelievable, and that puts us in the tie with the Knights for first. So
yeah, and nice job by the offensive unit to take advantage of that, because we've all seen games where it's similar to that, but we end up losing still, right? 3-1 we lose, even though we tripled their goals, and they only got like 19, but the offense couldn't do anything with it, and then the couple shots they had, they got in somehow. So it's
like
nice
I said
to
a couple
see.
weeks ago, I think I said that.
Yeah, the Ducks.
The Ducks, It was like 13 shots on goal, but they had 3 goals.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's rough.
So good job by the offensive unit to take advantage of the great job by the defense. So great team play, I guess. That's what that equals.
And like I said in other videos and also on DENT Sports, that this homestand, which was a pretty long one, they needed to take advantage of it, and they have, and so that also helps. So probably by the end of this month, I think it goes back to more of a neutral schedule. So if they can start, winning games on the road, but they are healthy, knock on wood, right now. And there's little nicks here and there, but if they can keep this roster together for the rest of the year, I think it's just going to bode well for them going to the rest of the season and into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take a hell of an effort to beat them for sure if they keep playing the way that they are right now.
Yeah, especially when you go into 7-game series, it's, you can have an off night per se, but when you get into game
Good
7,
luck beating them 4.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Trying to get that number 4 on them is going to be rough unless they hit a real rough spot. But yeah, it should be entertaining, and like I
Doesn't
said,
matter who they play either.
Yeah,
I don't care who it is.
Yeah, so hopefully they can keep this going. So.
Yeah, very nice hockey being played right now by the Avalanche. Nice to see if you're a fan of theirs for sure. I think Grubauer is actually a stud goalie. I mean, he really has played wonderful, and I think for the most part, he should. I mean, I don't know where he's in the stats. He's got to be near the top, huh?
He's right with Fleury, and then I forgot the guy from Tampa.
Yeah,
guy from Detroit.
88.
The guy we watched tonight from Detroit.
The 2 guys there. Yeah,
Bryson.
They were so good they had to use 2. They were like, we're going to give you guys a shot, and we'll give you the backup guy too.
Yeah, 3 goals on 7 shots. They had to whip him out. I mean, he was like, man, you're dominating.
Yeah. No, but yeah, like I said, Grubauer has pretty much shown his worth.
Yep.
And then, like I said, going into the postseason, even last year when he got injured, but he has that cup experience, and so he knows what it takes to win. With as he said, he was with Washington, so when they won the cup, so he knows what to do. With it, and then they also have Burakovsky, which also came from the Caps. So I think those guys, and I think the hidden one that might not be said too much, but I think the Brendan Saad pickup was, I think, really huge because he has the 2 cups with Chicago, so he knows how to play with the talent like Taves and Kane, and so he's seen this before, and he sees that this team has that same formula, kind of like Chicago had during that window of those 3 cups in 6 years or whatever it was. So I think he might be behind the scenes, again, good player, solid player, but I think he's probably putting more value in the locker room.
Yeah, stuff that's not showing up on the stat sheet.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's just that knowledge in that been there.
Yeah.
But yeah, also in that department as well, helping the fellows post game. Yeah, as well.
Keeping everybody satisfied.
Yeah, it's keeping them up.
Yeah. But, I mean, like you say, it's important to be playing the best going in there, and they've got, if they can manage to stay healthy, they've got more than enough games left to get used to the full unit being out there and stuff, so it should bode well for them going forward, and especially if they can get a good seeding in the playoffs and, get homestands and stuff like that, that's going to help. Maybe not as much as it would in other years when there's fans and stuff, but...
Yeah. Well, hopefully by that time, because it could possibly, I know they're going to, I think it's 1st of April, I think Denver has lifted some of the restrictions, and so they're actually going to have fans for their games.
Nice.
So that'd be good. And then, especially with this year too, if you've got these guys playing this game so far, and then if you can get them in altitude in the playoffs, that's gonna be huge, right? Because again, you're gonna have 60-some games, and then now you got to play. If they get home ice, I mean, you're gonna have to play at least 4 games or 2 games for sure.
Yeah.
And if you go 6 or 7, you're gonna get 3 in altitude. So
yeah.
It can only help.
Yeah. Before we move on to the Red Wings real quick, that reminds me, I think this was actually the first game that the Bruins had fans back in the stadium today.
Cool.
So they got to witness a classic Bruins performance.
Yeah. So they got
welcome back, guys.
So they pretty much got already throwing beer and stuff, in mid-season form.
Exactly.
For the fans of Boston.
Yeah, they're making sure they can clear the plastic thing going around it and get it onto the ice with the beer cans and
exactly.
bottles.
Yeah. Here's my dunks.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
They probably make it in the net before the offensive players will.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, the other thing too with it is with Colorado having such a nice team at the moment, where all these young guys that were kind of thrust into action now got all this experience, and what that does moving forward for them is allow some of these other players to have rest time, so they don't have to play every night, and then it keeps everybody fresh and skating, at a high level. Not that they wouldn't be, but the depth is amazing.
No, like I said, Graves his game has jumped especially over this week, from pretty much night and day. Graves looked like sometimes deer in the headlights out there, but he was learning, and then he's got it. He looks like he belongs out there.
Yeah.
And then Byram, he's only like McCarr, right? They're only 19, 20 years old, but he seems to be already like mid-season form. He's doing the right things. He's just dipping the puck out, taking the hits, getting into fights. Which you wouldn't think, a 19-year-old would be like, hey, let's go scrap it up with some of these veterans, the NHL, but he's, putting his nose in there and getting it dirty, and that's, kudos to him, because that's only going to help him, especially when playoffs come around, when it gets a little nastier.
Yeah.
He'll be, roaring to go.
Yeah, well, that's how you get some street cred, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Really, so. Good
yeah,
man.
he's definitely not like old Zadorov used to be, the 6'5", 250 goon that that just blast the crap out of people back there in defensive, but he's definitely got, I think, a little. We haven't seen it yet, but he's supposed to have a little bit more offensive skill, not as much as McCarr, but he's bona fide good solid player, and again, if he can do the right things with doing the dirty work, so when those moments come when he can actually flash the offense, it's only going to be better.
For sure.
Yeah.
Only good things ahead, I think, for the Avalanche moving forward, I think.
Yep.
I think they got a really good chance to win it.
Yeah, we're starting to hit the window to get those momentum, like those good teams used to have. So we're just hitting the right time to get the window.
Yep.
And like they always said, we're so young that it can only keep going at least for a few more years. So.
Yep. No, I agree. The only thing that could hurt him right now is if the guy from the Rockies took over.
Yeah, exactly.
Bought the team.
Yeah. Munford taking it from old Kroenke. Yeah. Kroenke normally is bad enough, but if Munford came over, that'd be Buffy Bidrich right there.
That'd be the only thing that could derail this.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I was thinking also if they have to have a series against Picard from Detroit, that might. If Detroit finds their way in there, but they have to go through the whole other side of the conference. But if they meet up in the Stanley Cup, there might be problems.
Yeah.
Especially since they've scored a whole 1 goal in their last 4 games. So.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know who allowed that guy to have 31 as his number. That's Cujo's number. What the hell? That guy's imposter.
Putting tarnish on that number.
What the
embarrassing
hell?
It.
Yeah, you're embarrassing the number, man. Man, Curtis Joseph probably going, what the hell's going on here? When he was there, that shit wasn't happening. Not to the extent of 7 goals.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus.
Well, like I said, he had 7 saves and 3 goals.
That's good.
Just what you're looking for.
Yeah,
or 4 saves. 4 saves and 3 goals. So
still good percentages.
I wish they would have left him out there for 1 more. That was Grice, though. That was Grice.
Well, Grice had to get it started for him.
Yeah, and then Picard came in.
Did he go out due to injury, or was it because the shitty goal play?
I think
probably both.
That's a goal.
I think his ego was injured, and then he should have crap.
Yeah, he should have pulled the kicker from the Bengals in the game 1. Oh! That would have been me. Like, my hand went numb on my catching mitt. I can't feel it.
Yeah. I mean. Tough game for the Red Wings.
Yeah.
The only good thing you can say is their uniforms look nice.
The only thing you can say is it's over.
Well, that too. But, this – because by the time we did the video last week, the Red Wings had already won their game. So literally, since we did the video, they've scored 1 goal in the last 3 games, and so yeah, not exactly what you're looking to see from them. And even the goal that they scored was when they were already down, I think 3-1 or 3-0 or 4-0. In the first period, they were down by that much, and you can't win when you're doing that kind of stuff. It's very hard.
They're just giving them a little head start. That's all.
Yeah. They just wanted to remove Grice so Picard could get in there and show off his stuff.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing that we talked about. I think with the Pistons and stuff like that. A few weeks ago, right? And I know for the Red Wings, it was last week or so. It was like you go out and you ball out. In this case, you skate out and you start beating some of these high-quality teams. Yep. And then the next week, it's like, what happened to that team that was just out there last week beating these, playoff teams?
Yeah, the Hurricanes and the Lightning.
Yeah. And, it's just like, what happened? You know? And it's just, that's, the reason where they're at is where they're at because of that.
Inconsistency.
Yeah, and it's just like once they can figure that out, and hopefully it's towards the one of last week. That's what they need. They need to get that ship turned in the right direction. Because right now it's just too damn inconsistent.
Yep.
No, we lost against the Predators 2-0 on the Tuesday, and even that game doesn't really bother me that much because it's only 2 goals. So overall, they played pretty solid, defense.
Probably, most likely the one was probably a trash goal at the end or something like. You know what I mean? Usually that's how it is, right?
Yeah, it's common.
You know what I mean? They throw an empty netter in or something like that.
Yeah. So the fact that they're skating, and they're in the game is good. Tonight, totally different scenario.
Yeah.
Who knows?
A night off.
Yeah.
It seemed like everybody was like, "Yeah, we don't want to play tonight."
Yeah. 7-1. Just why bother even showing up?
Mm-hmm.
But
it could be. You know what it could be too. Just thought about it since it was in Nashville. I know they were having like wicked storms and all that stuff around Alabama and Tennessee tonight. So they were probably like watching the news, going, "Oh, are we even gonna have a game tonight?"
Yeah.
Probably looked like it, right? They're like, "Hey, we're gonna get a tornado warning."
Yeah, I was gonna say I got a friend that lives there, and they had flash flood warnings, tornado warnings, and one other type of natural disaster warning going on all at once. Yeah, all at once. Thunderstorm. Yeah, that's it. So all 3 of those, like, boy, what an environment to play in. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
How long are we going to be staying here? Can we get home?
Yeah, exactly. Can we get the hell out of this place? Not good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
but not to make any excuses, but I was just thinking, like, well, maybe that could have been, rolling into the night's thought process, right?
It didn't help anything.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's going on here? But like I said, they just need to get that consistency. Once they're able to do that, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I do too. Like I said, I think they got a lot of nice young talent. They just gotta piece it together and add some more pieces. They'll be all right.
Yeah, it says here too that Rocco Grimaldi for the Predators scored 4 goals in the night. So so obviously he was doing some good things that Grice couldn't seem to stop. So, but that happens.
Yo, Rocco.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but really, I think consistency is the key thing for the Red Wings, and hell, it's a key thing for the Bruins. Except for we are consistent. It's just not consistent in the good way right now. So, anyways, but hopefully we can improve collectively, and Avalanche can continue what they've got going on, and maybe it'll be a really great video next week instead of that kind of
what might have been.
Yeah, exactly. What if we could have kept going?
Yeah. The way I see it is if we win, great. If we don't, we're one step closer to the
to a ping pong ball,
right? To getting one of these lottery picks. So
that's
the way I look at it.
You got a couple games coming up against the Blue Jackets, and then it looks like a series against the Florida Panthers again. So definitely a couple of tough opponents coming. So we'll see if they can, like you said, strike back the luck that they had.
Yeah, I fully expect it to happen
last week.
Yeah, I see the next 4 games are all easy wins.
Well, I think they're going to come down to, is Ricard starting, or are they
Well,
going to...
definitely after tonight's showing, there's no way he's not.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Matter of fact, they'll probably just cut Grice and then just tell Bernier, go ahead and just stay home the rest of the year.
Well, I think Grice put out a hell of a performance, though. 7 shots on goal and gave up 3. I mean, you don't find that just anywhere.
No, I mean, that takes a certain type of talent to do that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he gave up literally almost half the shots.
Well, truthfully, I mean, trade deadline's coming up for hockey, I think, too. So,
he's an asset people might be interested
the Avalanche might be interested in that action. Got to bring that over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had enough issues with the guy from the minor league Sabres, so bring that over.
Yeah, I was gonna say you brought a guy over from a worse team.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So,
like you said, we're taking minor leaguers from the worst team. We're in desperate mode, I guess.
Yeah, they just want to make absolute sure that they have enough people in case they get injuries, I guess. But anyways, so if you guys like the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, build a wall around the notification bell so that you get an update every time we post something. Make sure you go, like I said before, check out DENT SPORTS, Denver Detroit Sports. They generally post a video every Wednesday night, so you know when to expect that action. And, as far as over here, we'll continue to have the basketball videos up on Mondays and the hockey videos on Thursdays and periodic NFL videos or other sports, from time to time, and once in a while a UFC video and stuff like that. But, for the most part, we're going to keep on pushing out the content, so make sure you keep on pushing play and watching through our misery. So with that being said, I'm Bryson.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Don.
See you guys in the next video.